Let's see, recording. All right, let me see here. I changed the thumbnail. Receiving your content, you are live. Alrighty. Well. Okay, so let's get started. So I just came out of Dumbo like a couple hours ago, but I will first start off with the Beach Bum because that's the one I saw last night. So I think I'm going to talk about the Beach Bum for like about 10 minutes because there's really not much to talk about. So after that, then I'll get into Dumbo, which I have a lot of stuff to talk about. You'll see. All right, so the Beach Bum. It's the new movie with Matthew McConaughey, Isla Fisher, Snoop Dogg, Martin Lawrence, and Zac Efron. And Jonah Hill. It's from the same director of Spring Breakers. His name is Harmony Korine. And Spring Breakers, I kind of liked. It's weird. I thought it had some boring moments. I thought it could have been a lot better. But James Franco and his relationship with the girls is what worked for me. My favorite part in that movie is when he's singing the Britney Spears song. And then it gets into... like a little montage featuring that exact song. So that's the part I liked. So I liked his style. So when I heard about the Beach Bum and I saw the trailer for it, I was excited for it. I don't know what the movie was going to be much about. I thought it's just Matthew McConaughey being a beach bum. And that's pretty much it. The story, there really isn't one. It's an hour and 30 minutes long, and it's just Matthew McConaughey doing crazy shit without any consequences. Even when you think he should be in serious trouble, nothing bad happens to him. And it's weird because at the 30-minute point, it seemed like there would be this drastic moment because, all I can say about this is that a death happens, and to a regular person, you would think it would affect Matthew McConaughey. But not really. It's like he doesn't care or he doesn't really know how to cope with it or it doesn't make sense. I guess it's because he's been doing so much drugs that he's not a normal person. But yeah, that's the thing. In a regular movie, in a regular book even, if something dramatic, if something as dramatic as a person you know died, I'm pretty sure it would greatly affect you, but it really didn't for him. He just does crazy shit after crazy shit, and yes, it is entertaining. Matthew McConaughey sells it. I mean, he really, really sells it. He was really good in it. Actually, the entire cast was good in it. But there's really no substance. I guess the message is live every single day like it's your last, but besides that, there's almost nothing in this movie. It's a movie about nothing. Again, mostly because the main character, the character, Matthew McConaughey, he's in these situations where he's broke because he can't get the, I don't want to spoil it because it's a very, big turning point, but he's broke. That's all I can say. He is broke at one point, but instead he does steal from people, but again, no consequences. He was not caught for it. He does drugs all the time. He smokes so much weed, including this, it looks like a giant cigar, but it's basically just a giant wrap of weed. I mean, it's huge. It's like this long and shit, and he's like smoking it like that out in the open. I mean, it is the Key West, so I don't know much about the marijuana laws in the Key West. Maybe it's legal in public. I don't know. But yeah, he's smoking that every single time. There's not one scene where he doesn't smoke. I was shocked. He even goes to rehab and he still smokes. So yeah, he keeps going into these situations, but nothing bad really happens. He doesn't grow as a character. He gets away with so much shit. And if you're okay with that kind of movie, fine. Again, I said it was entertaining, but I don't think I want to see this movie from beginning to end ever again. There's some moments that I want to rewatch because, again, he does some crazy-ass things. My favorite part is with him visiting Martin Lawrence, and Martin Lawrence is only in it for like 10 minutes. And basically, he's like Bubba from Forrest Gump, in a way. Instead of shrimp, he loves dolphins. So yeah, so Yeah, Martin Lawrence loves dolphins, so he's a dolphin captain. But later on, I don't even know if he knows what a dolphin is because he gets attacked by a shark because he thought it was a dolphin. But yeah, stuff like that happens. Zac Efron. I remember earlier there were pictures of him with dreads, and I remember there was a huge controversy of that about that. He doesn't have them in this movie. I wonder if they reshot it or they just cut it off, but I remember that photo of him having dreads where a lot of people just complained about it, which I honestly don't understand. What's wrong with Zac Efron wearing dreads? Is it just a hairstyle only for black people? Only black people can have that hairstyle? I mean, to me, it's just a hairstyle. Maybe I don't know the full history behind that hairstyle, but can't anyone just pull it off? That's what I don't understand. Apparently, they're saying it's racist to have those dreads. So, I guess that's why he didn't have dreads in the final movie. He didn't have them. Instead, he had this weird, like, blonde hair over, it's like dyed, it's like blonde at the tips, and he had this, like, striped, like, beard and all that stuff. And he's only in it for 10 minutes as well. Actually, almost the entire supporting cast is, like, there for 10 minutes. Martin Lawrence, 10 minutes. Zac Efron, 10 minutes. Isla Fisher, slightly more than 10 minutes. Snoop Dogg, 10 minutes. Matthew McConaughey's daughter in the movie, 10 minutes. The Matthew McConaughey, well, I gotta give it credit. Matthew McConaughey is in like every single scene of the movie. So, okay, that's fine then. Is my footage jittery? I'm a bit worried. It says green. Green should be good. So, how long have I been talking for? Almost 7 minutes? Yeah. So, okay, I could say what Matthew McConaughey does. Some of the crazy thing he does. Okay, so he eats out Isla Fisher. Not exactly in public, but he does it in the open. He does it outside in front of his maids, which made me laugh because it's a long scene too. He keeps getting under Isla Fisher's skirt and just keeps eating her. She keeps moaning, and this happens for a long time. Heck, he does it when she's getting a pedicure, manicure. What's it for the toenails when people fix it? I think that's a pedicure, right? Manicure is for fingernails and pedicures for the feet, right? I believe that's how it works. I'm Korean. I should know this, but I don't. I totally forgot. I most likely switch. Manicure, pedicure, whatever. It's for the feet. So he's doing it in front of the pedicurist. And yeah, that goes on forever. And then Matthew McConaughey goes into this speech with Snoop Dogg talking about this giant marijuana tree that was from Cuba? I think? I totally forgot. Or is it Jamaica? Again, I totally forgot. But yeah, Snoop Dogg's also in it, and Snoop Dogg was a lot of fun. But I wouldn't say he's a great actor. It's Snoop Dogg just acting like Snoop Dogg. Jonah Hill, I thought, was the worst one in the entire movie. And it's awkward. Mostly because he has this weird accent, which I don't even know what he's trying to do. I know it's Southern. My friend thought it was Tennessee. I thought it was like Kentucky. But yeah, he put on this accent, which just drove both of us insane, and we wanted him to shut the hell up. I don't know why he can't just talk normally. He had to have a stupid accent? Jesus. So yeah, Jonah Hill was the worst one. Isla Fisher, oh my god, she was... Again, she was wearing, she was showing a lot of cleavage, and Isla Fisher's just beautiful, man. But, oh my god, she was my favorite one throughout the movie. And Zac Efron was a lot of fun, but there's almost no point to his character as well, so... Oh, it was Jamaica? Okay, gotcha, it was Jamaica. So, yeah, that's all I can say about the beach bum. That's not even 10 minutes long. Again, it's a movie about nothing. It's nothing. From beginning to end, Matthew McConaughey doing crazy shit while on drugs. That's it. All right, let's talk about Dumbo. I'm gonna get dislikes for this. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm gonna get dislikes for this. Even though it's at 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but for some reason the audience score is 62%, which, okay, they must have really loved the original Dumbo, but, or did they hate it so much? I don't know, because it kind of blows my mind. I like Dumbo, the original one, the 1941 Dumbo. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite of all time, because my most favorite Disney movies are pretty much Aladdin, The Lion King, and what else? Actually, those are my two most favorites. Well, out of the classic Disney movies from back then, before the 90s, I would say, oh wait, The Rescuers Down Under. Does that count, or is that in the 90s? I love that more than The Rescuers. Snow White I did like, Sleeping Beauty I did like, Cinderella I did like, Dumbo. No, Peter Pan I love more than Dumbo. So that's how it is. Peter Pan and Dumbo I liked more than the other classic old Disney movies. Robin Hood I also really liked, even though a lot of the animations are pretty much copied, because they are the same animations from Snow White, also the Aristocats, and I think the Aristocats copied the animations from something else. I don't know, I totally forgot the history. But yeah, that's how it is. But yes, that's how much I really liked Dumbo. I do like Dumbo. This is a fucking travesty. The Rescuers was 1990. Is that the original one, or is that the Down Under one? Because the original one, I think, was earlier, right? Also, The Great Mouse Detective, I really, really liked. But I think that was also 90s, too. Oliver and Company, I liked the songs, but that was it. Black Cauldron, I felt like should have been remade. Because there were great ideas in it, great drawings, but my god, that was a terrible movie. Down Under was 1990, okay. So I guess I can't really count it as a classic Disney movie. So what are we talking about? Oh yeah, I'd rather talk about everything else than Dumbo. Dumbo was a fucking travesty, okay? My god. I'm spoiling it. Fuck. Why would it matter? What doesn't matter? I mean, the first 30 minutes is the original Dumbo movie, okay? From beginning to end. Except this time, Dumbo doesn't show up until the 15-minute mark. He's finally born at the 15-minute mark, and then at the 30-minute mark, we have the finale of the original Dumbo. So yeah, the thing about the firehouse, and Dumbo with the clown makeup, and then he learns how to fly, and then he woos the audience and all that shit, that happens at the first 30 minutes. So you're thinking, wait, isn't this movie an hour and 50 minutes? Yes it is. So wait, so if the finale of the original Dumbo happens at the first 30-minute mark, then what else is added? So much shit that didn't even need to be added. It's Dumbo 2 with Michael Keaton, who I'm mad because this is a reunion between Tim Burton and Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito. It's Batman Returns, and how do you screw this up? He's so bland. Michael Keaton is so bland. He even talks in this weird-ass accent, which I cannot understand. He's like New York, Boston. He's like New York, Boston, German, or Italian? I don't know. It's weird. He's doing a incredible assortment of accents that make no sense to me. Danny DeVito was like the only likable character in this movie. And it's mostly because some of the things he said it made me laugh. It made me laugh. I love the relationship between him and the strongman, whose name is Rondo. And I like that Rondo is basically his everyman, his secretary. There's this one line he said where Danny DeVito's like, okay, why do you always do things that I tell you without telling me first? I love that. But that's the thing. I mean, if this movie just focused on Danny DeVito and do not call it Dumbo, I wouldn't mind. It's Danny DeVito trying to keep his circus alive. I would have bought it. Fine. Another Tim Burton movie about the circus? I wouldn't have minded. But no, it's a movie called Dumbo. Dumbo was adorable. And that's it. Dumbo was adorable and that's it. You know what sucks? I didn't see the Mowgli movie yet from Netflix, the one that Andy Serkis directed, which Warner Brothers fucking screwed him over. Ah, man. at least the animals in that movie was stylized. Like, all the animals. They had that weird human-like face because it was motion captured, especially the facial motion capture. So, why are you doing things that I tell you to do before checking with me? Yep, thank you. So, yeah, at least all the animals in that movie are stylized. In the Jungle Book, the Jon Favreau one, all the animals look very realistic. Not one of them looks stylized or anything. Here, you have every single animal that looks, well, I wouldn't say it's convincing CGI, but at least they look realistic. I mean, realistically proportioned, the realistic animal shapes and sizes and all that. The elephants look like realistic elephants. Then you have Dumbo, who has a very short trunk, a giant big eyes, and yes, I know he has to have the big ears because it's Dumbo, but why do you make him look incredibly stylized compared to the other animals in this movie? That just made no sense to me. I mean, real baby elephants look cute. I don't know why you don't make Dumbo look more like a realistic elephant. You stylized him. I'm wondering if it's because there were test audiences that they're like, why don't you make Dumbo look a lot like the cartoon? But if that's the case, then make all the animals look stylized. The mouse looks like a real mouse. It doesn't look like Stuart Little. So I don't get it. Oh, the mouse. Timothy Mouse. One of the greatest characters in Dumbo. Yeah, it's a fucking cameo for like 10 seconds. And he's a white mouse in this? Your mom's #1. Yo, David from GameStop. Oh, man. I don't get it. I don't get this movie with the choices and stuff. I mean, it's Tim Burton. Tim Burton is a good director. Yes, some of his latest movies are questionable, but man. Tim Burton always said that he wanted to direct a live-action movie of Dumbo. And you know what? I remember Peter Jackson said he always wanted to direct his version of King Kong. And look how well that turned out. So I was hoping, okay, Dumbo is going to be Tim Burton's passion project. He always wanted to direct this. Let's see what he's going to do with it. This is the shit he wanted to do? I mean, a lot of people criticized him for the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie. And lesser people criticized him for Alice in Wonderland. But you know what? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory I did like, but even I must admit the Gene Wilder one, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, was way better. Alice in Wonderland, I thought it was mostly boring. Visuals were beautiful, but I was bored. There were some good things about it, but again, I was bored. But that Alice in Wonderland, I take boredom over anger. So, at least that Alice in Wonderland, stupid, yes, but at least it was trying to be very inventive. This one, I don't understand the choices. At least Alice in Wonderland was about Alice. The Wonderland part is weird because they call it Underland and all that shit, but you know what? At least Alice is the main character. This one, Dumbo, you focus on the fucking kids, you focus on Colin Farrell, you focus on Danny DeVito, you focus on the circus people, you focus on Eva Green and Michael Keaton, and a bit of Alan Arkin, who was, he did make me chuckle. But it's Dumbo. It's called Dumbo. All the classic scenes from the original Dumbo movie were butchered. All of them. If anyone said that the scenes in this movie were better than the original, are fucking liars. They're fucking liars. Okay? You're telling me that this version of Baby Mine is better than the original? Are you fucking high? Chances are kids are watching this too because I'm talking about Dumbo. But you know what? I don't care. Get me in trouble then. Flag me. Bring it on. I already talked about so much shit about... You know what? I don't want to even talk about the other stuff. I might get in more trouble. I want to talk about everything else than Dumbo now. It made me angry. Now it just seems like nitpicks, but no. Okay, even if you say it's a collection of nitpicks, but again, what does this movie have right besides Dumbo is adorable? Really nothing else. The idea seems okay. I mean, the idea of it seems fine. Instead of talking animals who are the bullies, now you have humans as the bullies. Actually, no, I don't even like that idea. Why couldn't you have talking animals in this? Seriously, when I heard Tim Burton wants to direct a live-action version of Dumbo, I was all for it. Like, the evil elephant bullies that treat Dumbo miserably and, you know, disown him and shit. And Timothy Mouse is trying to bring confidence back into him. Oh my god. And you know what? When you think Tim Burton and you think of Dumbo, one of the first questions you have is, how is the pink elephant sequence gonna be like? What sequence? Oh, you mean bubbles. Bubbles. Pink elephant bubbles that Dumbo's like, oh, pink elephants, bubbles, That's all he does. That's all he does. You see these pink elephant bubbles, you know, changing shapes and forms and all that stuff, and you hear the music of the Pink Elephant song. It's not even visually delightful. I wanted Dumbo to get drunk by that point. Seriously, man. Even Danny DeVito's like, whoa, pink elephants. I was like, wait, the humans can see it too? At first I thought it was from the perspective of Dumbo, but no. These bubble people were able to shift the forms of these pink elephant bubbles, and they're able to move and make noises and stuff, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, hold on. Flying elephant my ass. Let's focus on these people who are able to make these real life, they're not even illusions. They made pink elephant bubbles that transform and move and make noises and stuff. I'm like, isn't that a better act than freaking flying elephants? I don't know. Ah, man. So, Dumbo knows how to fly almost immediately. I mean, wow. As soon as he was born, he could fly. And that's the thing too, I haven't seen the original in such a long time, but I'm pretty sure he never sucked in the feather that makes him sneeze. I know there were a couple points in the original movie where he sneezed, but that wasn't because of a feather or all that stuff. I think that was because of hay, but whatever. So Dumbo immediately knows how to fly, even though he was just born. And then, that's the problem with this movie. Later on, I think there was like 20 minutes left. Colin Farrell's like, oh, you have to reunite Dumbo with his mother. We had to sell her off 2 months ago. I was like, it's been 2 months? It felt like the third day. Seriously, that's how the time frame is. I thought all this is happening within 3 days, but no, 2 months passed, and I'm like, wait, so in the beginning, Dumbo, you sold off Dumbo's mom, Mrs. Jumbo, off in 2 months ago? Wow. So Dumbo knows English, of course, because he was able to follow orders very easily. And Dumbo, well, here's the thing. I know we're talking about a flying elephant, but since this movie was trying to be realistic in a way, can a flying baby elephant that size be able to carry Eva Green on his back? Because the ears are big, yes, but they don't seem big enough to lift Dumbo. I mean, in the original, his ears are huge. I mean, he keeps stepping over them. This one, the ears are a bit smaller. Yes, I guess he could step on the ends of his ears, but that's just it. The ears of the original Dumbo were massive. They look like wings. Here, they're just slightly shorter. I'm not sure if it's because it's trying to make it look realistic, but yeah, So Dumbo is able to fly, and he's strong enough to not only fly himself, but Evergreen as well. So he is able to carry, I assume Evergreen's like 120 pounds, maybe even less, I don't know. So yeah, he could carry Evergreen on his back. So if you ever wanted to see Dumbo flying around with Evergreen on his back, this is the movie for you. The problem is, I didn't give a fuck. I mean, it's a movie with a CGI elephant. You would think that I would be at least amazed by him flying. I wasn't. There's a couple times, the scene with him first learning how to actually fly in front of the audience, I guess it's a little gripping because he's on top of this firehouse, which is on fire due to a malfunction because of some idiot throwing his hat at the gas valve and all that stuff. So that's why everything's on fire. And the platform Dumbo is on is about to crack and stuff. Yes, I felt bad for Dumbo, but it's not surprising. I knew that he's gonna fly at that point. Tim Burton would have had giant balls if he decided that Dumbo just fall down into the water. And that Dumbo, and yeah, that's the thing. If Dumbo just fell into the water, fine. Nope, he holds the black crow's feather outside his trunk, grasping it while flying. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh yeah, he didn't get the feather until near the very end, right? And also, that's the thing too. This girl, okay, so Colin Farrell's children are the main characters in this movie. Colin Farrell is a soldier during World War I. He just came back. He's missing an arm, which doesn't do anything. I mean, there's nothing about that. At first, you think something would be brought up, but no, he's really capable of doing everything with one arm. He's able to climb up a circus tent with one arm. So I'm like, why am I supposed to care? He's more capable than the one-armed man from The Fugitive. And there's this story about his wife getting the flu, so she died along with a couple circus performers, which we don't even care about. And it's, you know what's weird? Tim Burton likes making movies like this, you know, like family movies about death of a parent, or divorce of a parent, or separation from a parent, and he likes making those movies with those kind of stories. But it seems like getting old at this point. Like, he doesn't seem invested in telling that story in this movie. So I'm wondering, why did he even do that anyway? I don't know. It's like a obligation of Tim Burton thing. And one-armed man murdered a person. So yeah, it's just gotten stale. It's just gotten old. I wish he'd just get over that. I know that he went through a rough childhood. I get it. I really do. But do you have to keep doing that for every single fucking movie? Dumbo has enough on his plate. The original Dumbo was about being bullied for having a physical disability, or I guess it's not a disability, a mutation. Something that even the baby couldn't control. It's not even his fault. It's the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's the same exact story. So it's about an elephant who has a mutation. People treat him badly, and then they get, and then they realize that because of that mutation, that the animal was able to do some amazing things. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was able to guide them through the blizzard. Dumbo is able to fly. That very simple. So why do you have to focus on the stupid humans? Oh my god. Because, okay, again, the daughter, I guess, they're badly directed. I couldn't tell what she's feeling. I don't want to say she's a bad actor, a bad actress, because the kids I thought were fine for what they, were fine. They read their lines right, I guess. I just didn't feel any emotions from either of them. I mean, come on, Tim Burton, really? So, there's this part about the dead mother and... Oh my god, he's an X-Man. So, there's this part about the dead mother who died of a flu, and Colin Farrell's back, and he couldn't really talk to his children because he misses his wife, but he hasn't been there for the kids because he was at during the war, and he decides to be a cowboy again, even though he has one arm, and he ends up being an elephant trainer, even though he had no experience. And there's this back and forth between him not really knowing his kids, and he's kinda against his daughter wanting to learn science. And you know what? The daughter talks about science way too fucking much. She was almost as annoying as the fucking bitch from Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. The science girl. The same one from Maze Runner. Oh, I am a scientist. I was like, oh my god, please, Disney, just stop. Just stop saying the word science or scientist. My god. Listen, I get it. I'm okay with women wanting to be scientists. I'm okay with that. I'm not against that. It's just, if they say science every single time, it gets really annoying. And the girl doesn't really do science. I guess she was experimenting on how Dumbo can fly. Science, I guess, because she's trying to figure out the aerodynamics. But she doesn't write anything down. She doesn't do charts or anything. I guess she puts everything in her head. Whatever. Also, I'm supposed to care about the wife? Yeah, the wife had no flashback, not once. Yeah, we don't know anything about the wife. So, we don't know her connection with the children. All we know is Colin Farrell's a connection with the children, but there doesn't seem to be a connection. I don't think that he cares about the kids. And you know what? That could have been a good angle too. He just came back from the war. He knows nothing else. He was depressed. He lost an arm. You could have done so much with that story. That could have been its own story. It doesn't even have to involve Dumbo. You know, Colin Farrell tried to adjust after the war. That sounds like a great story. Yes, it's been done before, but not much about a guy from World War I. Oh my god. Wait, were there many movies like that? Like a guy coming back from a war, his wife is dead, he knows nothing about the kids, and he has to take care of them, and he also suffers from PTSD. Were there movies like that? There were a lot of movies where the guy has PTSD, or the guy, or like the Hurt Locker, Jeremy Renner. He has a family back home, but he doesn't want to be with them, so he keeps going back into the army and, dismantle bombs, even though he knows he could die at any point, but he loves that kind of life. But I don't think there's a movie like with all that combined. But again, if Tim Burton focused on that movie, I would have been sold. But no, he decided to put that story in a movie called Dumbo! What was I going with the kid? Oh yeah, the kid. So she's holding on to this stupid-ass key, which I don't even know what the meaning was. They don't even talk about it. She holds it at one point, but I guess it's something that the mother gave her before the mother died? But there was no scene about that. There was no talking about it. So at the end, when Dumbo loses the feather, and he thought that he can't fly without the feather, and then the girl's like, oh, Dumbo, you don't need that feather. It doesn't mean anything. You can fly all along. See this key? Remember I told you about this key? I don't need it too. You can fly. I was like, where the fuck did that come from? So I felt like there were scenes missing about that stupid key, because you only notice the key in the very beginning of the movie when she's holding it, but after that, nothing. They don't even talk about the mother. I thought there would be a scene in the middle of the movie where, wait, hold on. I think she did mention that she misses mom, but again, they brushed past that. They really did. The mother was brought up like once? So how am I supposed to connect with these people? How? I want to connect with Dumbo. Oh my god. Why couldn't... they wanted to make this movie realistic. So you don't have the storks delivering babies in the blankets and all that stuff. You don't have that. You know what's weird? They want to make this movie realistic in a way, but it just looks like a fucking cartoon anyway. So why not just go all in? I would have loved the bitch-ass bully elephants from the original movie having a voice in this. Oh yeah, no, the elephants do not do anything to Dumbo. Seriously, there's no bullying from the elephants. The only bullies are the humans. Almost every single human is horrible. Hell, Danny DeVito in the beginning was terrible to Dumbo. He's like, no one wants to see a freak like this. I was like, he's adorable. What do you mean no one wants to see a freak like him? Again, I don't understand. Maybe it's because it's 2019. Maybe my way of thinking is weird. But if I saw an elephant like that, I would say, oh, cool. That's an adorable elephant with giant ears. I wouldn't think he's a fucking freak. I mean, Dumbo is adorable, yet Danny DeVito thought he was ripped off. I was like, I don't understand it. It's because it's 1919? Do people treat animals like that differently? What if they saw an albino tiger? Would they think that's a freak too? It's a circus. This is a fucking circus. Even Danny DeVito said, oh my god, I already have enough freaks in this circus. I was like, what? It's a circus. Shouldn't you embrace the fact that you have an elephant with giant ears? Oh my god. And yeah, oh my god, the audience. The fucking human audience in this. I wanted them dead. And yes, one died. You know, I hate this trope in movies now. What's up with fucking businesses having at least one guy who's a fucking dick? It's like part of the contract. Oh, you have a as long as one of your employees is a dick, you're okay. You know how nowadays they make it a requirement for jobs to have minorities? You know, not just have Caucasians, but they need Hispanics, they need Asians, they need blacks. Yeah, now it seems like it's a job requirement for companies to hire dicks. I don't get this guy. No, none of the circus people liked him. So why is this guy still here? Why is he the elephant trainer? My god. So when he died, I was so happy. He died because he was an idiot. He could have just gotten out of the fucking tent, but no, he decided to stay behind. So he died, and there were some bullies, including one with the giant ears. Yeah, I remembered that reference too, because there were the giant ears and all that, the giant ears kid, and he's making fun of Dumbo, so Dumbo was flying around and he came back and splashed water on the bullies. Yeah, that was, I like that part. Also, okay, elephants don't drink through their nose, so I don't know why they do that if you're trying to be realistic. The dude looking at the girl's spread eagle upside down with the binoculars. Oh yeah, there's one guy who's a fucking perv, and he's the only one with binoculars too. 1919. Oh man. Did I even talk much about Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton was bland. So he wanted to get Dumbo, so he had no choice but to hire Danny DeVito and the troupe, even though he doesn't even care about the circus troupe. So later on, he decides to just get rid of them, except Danny DeVito, because he made him a partner. And so yeah, the last 30 minutes is just the entire circus troupe, because they're about to get fired. They decided right before they get fired, they're gonna try to get Dumbo out of Michael Keaton's circus along with Dumbo's mother. Oh yeah, what a fucking coincidence. So Dumbo's mother, Mrs. Jumbo, got sold off. At that point, we're like, we have no idea where she is. No, she just happens to go to Michael Keaton's circus. Convenient. I mean, sure, they didn't really explain in the original Dumbo how Dumbo was able to spot his mother. Oh wait, no. In the original Dumbo, the mother didn't get sold or anything. The original Dumbo was Mrs. Jumbo was just chained in the elephant cage, right? Yeah, she never got sold. So that's why she was there. I don't know why they had to do that thing. Yeah. And Michael Keaton basically just ruined everything. I mean, he ruined his business. He was just one of those villains that's like, oh, I do whatever I want, blah! And then he's like, oh shit, what have I done? Man, the finale wasn't even interesting. The finale was a joke. I mean, the tent was on fire and the two kids running away from the evil henchman decides to go into a flaming tent. I was like, really? Anywhere else, but you decide to go to a flaming tent, so guess what? They needed Dumbo to save them. Oh my god. This movie sucks. Oh man. And did I forget to mention that this whole movie looks like shit? Like, there's this weird gray filter over everything. It's weird. The whole movie looks like it's gray. Ugh. So, the visuals aren't even convincing. I mean, the CGI, yeah, the CGI was horrible. And you know what? Even if, in a movie, even if you have bad CGI, at least you could try to get away with it by having some very stylish looking designs. But no, they are not stylish. This is Tim Burton we're talking about. You know, Nightmare Before Christmas, Sweeney Todd, hell, even Alice in Wonderland was stylish as fuck. There's nothing like that in here. There's no charm in the visuals, no charm in the acting, no charm in the storytelling, nothing. And yes, I know, I just learned this. It's from the writer of Transformers 2, 3, and 4. But I'm not fully blaming him because Tim Burton could have done so much with this. If this is your fucking passion project, then what the fuck are you doing? And the Danny Elfman score, I couldn't even remember a good thing about it. Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. What the fuck? Oh man. Danny Elfman is a good composer, but I can't remember one single theme I liked in this movie. Ah, man. It's almost 42 minutes. All I can say is I hated this movie. I know I'll probably get dislikes because apparently 62% of the audience like this movie. And that 62% is probably gonna kill me. Whatever. It sucked. It really sucked. If it seems like I nitpicked a lot, whatever. But from first impressions, man, this was incredibly disappointing. It was boring, not entertaining, and it doesn't even know what to do. It's just lost. Oh, you know, I'm a bit worried because the Lion King remake is coming out. The Aladdin remake is coming out. At least so far from the trailers alone, they look very faithful. We didn't see much about the Lion King because all it showed us is the Circle of Life sequence and a bit of Simba when he's grown up. But it is Jon Favreau. I'm pretty sure he could pull it off. Aladdin has me a bit worried because of Jafar. But everything else, from even Will Smith, I thought he was fine as the genie so far from the trailers. And we have the new guy playing Aladdin, and Pink Power Ranger from the recent Power Rangers movie is playing Jasmine, and they're gonna sing in that also. So, oh, you know what? I gotta talk about Baby Mine. I'm sorry. I barely talked about. So the Baby Mine scene. It's really so good in the original movie. When Dumbo finally meets up with his mother who's still chained up, and the mother, the legs were shackled and she couldn't reach all the way to hug Dumbo. So only the tip of her trunk can reach Dumbo's trunk. and then you hear the song of Baby Mine, and you see all the other animals sleeping with their babies peacefully while Dumbo is glad to be with his mother, but they have to be separated. That animation is so goddamn good. That song was so goddamn good. Here, you have a fat lady singing, "Baby mine, don't you cry." And the scene was like a minute of Dumbo interacting with his mother, and that's it. What the fuck? Oh, that scene was god-awful. It seemed like it was gonna be good. Dumbo's adorable. This scene was gonna be sad. But you had the fat woman on a guitar singing that song, really? Oh my god. And now it seems like I'm against fat women singing. No! That's not why I'm angry. I'm angry at the fact that this scene could have been so much better. And if people tell me that this movie is so much better than the original movie, god damn it, they don't know nothing. Anyway, I'm done. It's about 45 minutes long. I'm done. Enough venting. I want to play either Apex Legends, Overwatch, Devil May Cry 5, or something else. I gotta focus on the Highlander review. I'll get to it. Alright guys, see you next time. Later.